Hi, Assalamualaikum to everyone. We are from Group 6. My name is Nur Fashilin. Me and my groupmate members Nur Farahanis, Nur Karinasa and Nurul Akamarina will be presenting on Chapter 7, Opportunities and Constraints for Sustainable Operation. So what is sustainable operation? Sustainable operation can be defined as operation that meet the present need without compromising on the ability to meet the future needs. Or in other simple words, operational sustainability is a technique on analyze either the business can keep and maintain the existing practice without ruining the potential resources. Sustainable supply chain management is a subset of sustainable development focused on development and management of the supply chain. The aim is to create supply chain that perform well economically, socially, as well as environmentally. From ecological aspect, operation sustainability refers to company capacity to utilize natural resources at their present rate without diminishing the resources on which it relies. Ecological sustainability looks at the company use of natural resources, recycling and waste reduction through the production and sales process. For the social sustainability, it refers to the capacity of all members of a community to access the equal or equivalent resources. Long-term business development and growth strategy must incorporate with economic sustainability. If one firm has a significant impact on general economic state of region, the influence affect not just the people in the region, but also the firm capacity to continue and thrive.
Next is opportunity for sustainable operation. So the first one is reduce environmental impact. It focuses on reducing the environmental impact of the supply chain operation. Reduced environmental impact can affect the image in the market and society negatively. By adopting sustainable practice in their operation, it will be possible to make the world clean and greener. A part of use renewable energy in the operation, company also can adopt waste management and recycling to reduce the environmental impact of their supplier operation. Second is lower operation expenses. Sustainable innovation has been proved to help reduce costs and foster better relationship with the stakeholder. Besides that, it also identified to create a lot of value for business, including recycling and waste management. Both things are cost saving and can help grow profitability. Other important area a company can save a lot of operating expenses and reduce costs by managing their energy use. Managing energy consumption reduce operating expenses and reducing dependence on non-renewable energy resources to help to minimize carbon footprint and make business more sustainable. Last is growth in operating efficiency. Adopting sustainability practice can improve the operational efficiency of the business. By implementing a sustainable operation strategy can help to improve operation efficiency while also reducing operating expenses for business. However, not just increase efficiency and better workflow in operation, but sustainability has been linked with higher profitability and better customer service, and in many cases also with the staff. Sustainability can be a driver of the organization perform and productivity. It can also help the business improve their profitability as well as strengthen their competitive advantage.
So, what is the constraint for sustainable operations? Green supply chain management has greater operating costs, which makes it difficult for businesses to embrace it. While costs and revenues remain the primary drivers of supply chain expansion, the majority of the research indicates that it must pay to be sustainable. There are two types of costs involved in the environmental management of supply chains, which are direct costs and transaction costs. Other than that, fear of change related to complexity of interpretation and underlying business logic contribute to the inactive progress in reaching sustainable supply chains. It is also challenging for the organization to change the fundamentals and core features of the organizations. Leadership and commitment from the top management in aligning the organization into a new direction are crucial. It is important for the management to support and create environmental awareness among their subordinates. Also, lack of resources such as technical expertise, technology, as well as material and process are also factors that blocking organization to operate sustainably. In addition, government can act as both driver and barrier in the development of green operation management. Lack of clear policies and standards to encourage everyone in the industry to adopt sustainable operation is also one of the reasons why sustainable operation is hard to achieve. For instance, green purchasing requires a supplier to comply with environmental requirements, so it is crucial for the supplier to be responsible and to provide strong commitment to achieve sustainable operations.
Next, what is SDG? SDG is stand for Sustainable Development Goals. The United Nations General Assembly established the SDG in 2015 with the goal achieving them by 2030. The 70 goal was designed to more sustainable future. The SDG goal is to end the extreme poverty, reducing inequality, and protect the planet by 2030.
We choose two companies to compare their UN Sustainable Development Goals SDG. The local company is EcoWorld Malaysia. EcoWorld Malaysia is a Malaysian firm that is publicly traded and mostly focused in property development. The company headed by some of Malaysia's most well-known and respected industry players. The EcoWorld brand is expected to fly even higher in the next years, driven by its mission of creating tomorrow and beyond, empowered by an experienced and energetic team. Next is EcoWorld Malaysia contribution towards SDG. They have 8 SDG that involve in their company, which is SDG 3, Good Health and Well-being, SDG 4, Quality Education, SDG 5, Gender Equality, SDG 8, Decent Work and Economic Growth, SDG 9, Industry, Innovation and Infrastructure, SDG 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities, SDG 13, Climate Action, and SDG 16, Peace, Justice and Strong Institutions. Next is data statistics of EcoWorld Malaysia from their natural capital. First data statistic is about scheduled waste generated, and the second data is about group-wide recycling initiative. Next is their opportunities and constraints. Their opportunities is to interact with their stakeholders through various platforms and have meaningful dialogue to address their concerns. Next is increased develop for employee to be equipped with the latest skill set and competencies which drive innovative ideas and allow for continuous deliverance of excellence. Their constraints is to reduce the spread of COVID-19 in the country while facilitating business growth. Also, reduce environmental impacts after EcoWorld's buildings have been equipped. The reduction of constraint and creation of opportunity. Their initiative is to employ technology to engage with customers during periods of limited movement, embedding green design, and installing green features into their properties, and provide training for their employees. 3 P's in sustainability of EcoWorld Malaysia. First P is planet environmental, to reduce carbon footprint, improve environmental performance. Second P is people, social, customer experience and brand reputation, to communicate to the public about the EcoWorld various property offerings that cater to the needs of every generation, delivering properties of quality to their customers. Third P is profit economy, to combat economic slowdown brought upon by the COVID-19 pandemic. For the global company, we choose 7&I Holdings. 7&I Holdings, Japan's largest retail company, features a store for practically every emotion. It derives more than half of its revenue from convenience store operations in Japan and overseas, principally under the 7-Eleven brand. In addition, the firm operates general retail superstores, department stores, and specialized stores, including Denny's restaurants, as well as a smaller financial service sector. 7-Eleven Japan and 7-Eleven Inc., Ito-Yokado Co., Sogo and Seibu, 7&I Food Systems, Tower Records Japan, and 7 Bank are among the 170 retail companies owned by 7&I Holdings, which has over 70,000 locations globally. Outside of Japan, the corporation generates nearly half of its sales. Next is 7&I Holdings' contribution towards SDG. Their company have a few material issues that contribute towards SDG. One of the issues is about providing social infrastructure in this era with an aging society and declining population. Providing social infrastructure such as public services to a variety of people, including seniors, and contributing to the achievement of SDG 9, Industry Innovation and Infrastructure, SDG 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities, and SDG 16, Peace, Justice, and Strong Institutions. This is the data statistic of 7&I Holdings about the issue. First data is about number of seniors living alone, and the second data is show about annual trend of e-commerce adoption rate. Next is 7&I Holdings opportunities and constraints. Their opportunities is increased sales opportunities from creating products for the aging society and from creating convenient shopping environments and services, including online services. Next is expand role in society as social infrastructure and further trust earned from stakeholders. Their constraints is to reduce motivation to visit store if late in responding to change in needs associated with the aging society, and also reduction in the number of customers visiting stores due to population declines. Reduction of constraint and creation of opportunities. First, policy, corporate action guidelines. Second, systems and mechanisms. They use CSR Management Committee and its Social Value Creation Subcommittee. Group DX strategy and planning diversion. Third is their initiative is provide shopping support services utilizing the internet, products based on individual meals, small quantities and convenience, various public services, partnership agreements with municipalities, and services for inbound travelers from overseas. Next is 3 P's in sustainability of 7&I Holdings. First P is planet environmental, decarbonize society by reduction of CO2 emissions, and circular economy by measure against plastic and food loss and for food recycling. Second P is pupil, social, to support for children and young people who will create future society by educational and health development. Second, support for creating safe and secure local communities where everyone can live in comfort by collaboration with local societies including children, seniors, and communities. Lastly, profit, economy, maintenance of fair and transparent transaction. Conduct transaction based on appropriate condition by following sound business practices, and no transaction should be made for personal gain or benefit.
As a conclusion, in order to achieve sustainable operation, it requires the organization to take the first step and start slowly to make sure everyone in the organization able to adapt with the new situation and making progress throughout the process until they're able to achieve fully sustainable operation. And last but not least, creating awareness and educate subordinates on the benefit of sustainable operation is also crucial to change their mindset towards green supply chain management. That's all from us. Thank you for watching.